Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be hopping on a trend that has somewhat already died out, but I'm going to try and claw at it whilst it is ever so slightly still alive, and I'm going to make a tier list of UK theme parks. Right, let's just get straight into it then. We've got Adventure Island as our first one, and it's a decent little park. It's got Rage, hasn't it? That's a decent ride. It's got some really cool family attractions there. I'm going to try my best not to say decent too many times. Should we say B or C? It's not got that many major things, but I think it's a decent family park. But let's go for C for now. We can always change it later on, can't we? Next up then we've got Alton Towers, and I don't want to do this too early on, but I think it's got to be a straightaway S tier. Yeah, it's a really good park. It's got loads of great attractions. It's got Wicker Man, Nemesis, Oblivion, you could say Smiler in that bracket. Yeah, it's probably the best in the country, if not one of the best in the country. And speaking of one of the best in the country, also joining it in S tier, I'm gonna have to put Blackpool Pleasure Beach, especially with the addition of Icon. It's its history, it's all the great rides there, the Woodies. You've got, obviously, as I said, Icon Valhalla. Yeah, it's just an all-round great park with great rides, and the future only really looks bright for it. Next up then is Breen. I did a vlog from there about 2 years ago. It was actually quite good, yeah. There wasn't anything major there, so I'm going to put it in C tier, but it definitely didn't disappoint. I did really like Astro Storm, I think it was called. The indoor coaster, that was fun, and the pricing was relatively cheap as well with it. So yeah, it was a great day out. Next up then is Chessington World of Adventures, and this is going to be the first entry into the A tier. Really good. The theming everywhere is so consistently good. The rides are great. It's brilliant for families. There's probably just a lack of that major punch, if you know what I mean, that would put it into the S tier, but there's no knocking it at all. It's a great park. Next up then, Drayton Manor, and with GeForce still open, I would have given it the A tier, but I am going to just put it in the B tier, just purely because it has the lack therefore of the major rides, but it's still got some great rides there. Shockwave's really good fun. I really liked Accelerator, The Haunting. Yeah, there's just some great rides. The flats there, obviously you've got Apocalypse, that is brilliant. Maelstrom's good fun too. It's a solid park. It just probably needs that extra one or two major attractions just to push it up a bit into the A and S tier. But for now, B tier, I think that's fair. Now I'm going to skip this one because it's repeated over here and I prefer this logo, so I'm going to use this logo for Dreamland Margate, and I'm going to put it in the C tier. Yeah, it's got the one major coaster there, Scenic Railway, and then it's got some cool flats there too, and it looks like it's got a bright future, that place too, so it can only really move up. Next up then, Fantasy Island. Yeah, another firm, solid park, a few decent coasters, really good fun looking. I'm going to put it in C tier because apart from the major rides there doesn't seem to be that much, but it still seems good, and C tier is no way knocking it. It's just probably not up there with, you know, these sort of parks. So moving on, we've got Flamingo Land, and I'm going to put them up there in A tier as well. Never actually got out to it, but it does look like a really great park. It seems like it has some great rides, you know, Mumbo Jumbo, Kamali, Velocity looks good as well. Yeah, it just looks like it has some decent attractions, enough so to put it in A tier. Looks like it's got some good flats in Flip Flop and Hangover. So yeah, I do look forward to getting out to Flamingo Land at some point in the future. Next up, Legoland Windsor, and I'm going to put this in B tier. It's the busiest park in the UK, obviously being orientated towards families. It looks like it has some great family attractions. The Dragon looks like a brilliant family coaster. Overall, yeah, it just looks like a good fun day out for the family. Nothing majorly packing a punch to push it up a bit, but I do think it's a solid B tier park. Next up then, another park that only really has the one main attraction, but then is backed up by a flurry of other great flats and a few other coasters. The Ultimate at Lightwater Valley obviously being its main attraction, literally called the Ultimate Adventure. Longest coaster in the UK. It looks like great fun actually. I do really want to get out to that. Maybe combining Flamingo Land and Lightwater Valley for a trip in the future, but I don't know about that. Next up then is M&D's, and I feel tight putting things in D tier, so I might just put it at C tier. It's kind of in the middle. I don't think it's a bad park. It looks like it's got some cool attractions. Obviously not a major park, but there you go. I'm going to put it in C tier because I feel bad putting parks in D tier, apart from one. Next up then we've got Oakwood theme park, and yeah, it looks like a really good attraction. Been trying to get out there for a while, maybe going to go later this year, but if not, hopefully in the future at some point I will be able to. It's got obviously Megaphobia, a really great looking wooden coaster. Speed No Limits looks good fun as well, and then it's got a few other rides there that really do once again support it enough, I think, to make it a solid B tier player in the UK theme park industry. Next up then, Paulson's Park, a park that have been really going for it with their investments, and this is actually a tough one to do. I'm not sure whether to go B or A. I think it's a solid park. I'm going to settle for B tier for it, but with the amount of investment they are doing currently, I do think it definitely will soon be enough to push it into an A tier park. Obviously, once again, a family park. Just missing that punch to really push it up, but for now I think the future looks bright for Paultons with the amount of investment they are doing. Next up then we've got Pleasurewood Hills. One or two rides there, not a major park. I'm going to put it in C tier. Yeah, it's not outstanding. It's got one or two decent coasters. It looks like a fun day out though. So yeah, just a solid C tier park. And then also with Southport Pleasureland, they've also got loads of flat rides there. It does look like a decent flat ride orientated park. Yeah, it just looks like good fun once again. I don't really have much to say about the Big Sheep. I tried to go to it once, but everything was shut during main season, so So, moving on swiftly, we've got Thorpe Park, which is going up there. It's one of the main three parks in the UK, obviously up there with Alton and Pleasure Beach. It's an S tier park for sure. Swarm, Stealth, Soar, Nemesis, all great coasters. Then you've got rides like Tidal Wave, Derren Brown, all just to back it up. It's a really great park. Getting back out to it in about 2 weeks. So yeah, that's going to be good fun. Yeah, nothing more I can really say, just that it's an excellent park and definitely an S tier in terms of the UK scene. Okay then, moving on to the next park, which is Twin Lakes. Not much going on there, but what they have got going on seems decent enough, so it's going in C tier. And then the same sort of goes for Wicksteed Park. They've got that one old ride, that old log flume thing there, and of course being the oldest park in the UK does get it some credit. So C tier once again for that. I've got a very packed C tier. I should probably move a few up and down, but you know, I think it's solid for all of them. C tier is definitely by no means a bad tier. D tier on the other hand, big fucking sheep. Anyway guys, that is my tier ranking. Tell me if you agree, disagree with any of my rankings in the comments below. I do really want to hear your opinions. Yeah, if you liked the video, of course, give it a like. And thanks for watching guys. If you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.